YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I picked up this article from CCN and this is quite controversial. This article is very straight down the line, fiery. So I'm going to make a full disclaimer verbally, which is that the thoughts and opinions expressed in this article do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of Princess Tiffany YouTube channel and Princess Tiffany herself. She starts off this article, I think it's written by this lady. She starts off this article and she really goes on the direct fiery line attack of Meghan. And it was an interesting read. It did make me laugh out loud. So I'm going to share it with you guys. Very harsh, very critical. And I'm not a fan of Megxie, but this seems to be what a lot of people feel about Meghan. And basically the article is summarized with Meghan using men to get what she wants, using and discarding people. So the title is Meghan Markle left a trail of butcheries on her way to Prince Harry. So we know that there was these reports that came out recently regarding Meghan, who was a high school senior with Meghan, and he went to the neighbouring boys' school to her girls' school, and he said that allegedly she seduced him and she seduced his friend Gabe, who she cold-heartedly dismissed and ditched. He expressed effectively that he felt she was very manipulative. I think those were the words that he probably wanted to say. And it was just it was yet another report of someone from her flashback from her past. No one from her past seems to have anything nice to say about her, do they? Including her family. No one seems to really like this woman outside of the people who serve a purpose in her life, Jessica Mulroney and all these other various characters. Even Serena Williams came across as though she was kind of shading her with the whole Disney dress doesn't fit thing. Her husband made some rather disparaging comments on Twitter after she effectively went all the way to the US Open and knocked Serena off of her focus. Her family told Meghan that they didn't actually want her there, yet she insisted she went there. She jumped on yet another private plane, I believe, went there to allegedly support her friend, went to Wimbledon to allegedly support her friend, but really made it all about her, said that she didn't want to be papped, she didn't want anyone sitting next to her or behind her. Just had this very nasty kind of diva-like, self-centered behaviour. But no one seems to have anything nice. The people that have been discarded by her really just, they let rip. So she carries on to say, men from Meghan Markle's past keep propping up to tell you what she's really like. She uses men to get what she wants, then discards of them. I don't think that is necessarily untrue. I think that there's some truth in this. We've seen this. People were angry with Meghan. So it carries on to say, Meghan's character and personality, ugly as sin. In my opinion, it would seem that she put those two attributes together to a devastating effect over the years. Carries on to say, first she was a talentless wannabe actress who eventually dated and married someone with connections and standing in the television and movie industry. So this is Trevor Engelson that she's talking about, who is a film director, movie agent type character. She married him and reports came out that allegedly she was constantly hounding him to essentially give her a job, to give her roles, to cast her in more things, cast her in more of his films, and he couldn't please her enough. Allegedly, it was expressed by her childhood friend Preeti that Trevor would do anything for Meghan. She was his little princess. He would melt in her arms. He loved her. He tried to give her everything she wanted, and it was never enough, right? So it carries on to say here, then she had a dalliance with the celebrity chef who opened doors to the high society parties that provided her with the opportunity to flutter her eyelashes at Prince Harry. And I know there was this relationship that she had, this short spin where she was dating that renowned celebrity chef who seems to have been markled along with everyone else who doesn't get markled. And it says here, even as far back as her teenage years, Meghan Markle knew how to play men to get what she wanted. Meghan, a high school friend of Markle's, recently revealed that the way Meghan Markle used and discarded her former husband, Trevor Engelson, is well documented. ditching a man who moved his entire office from LA to New York so he could be closer to you, returning the wedding ring via FedEx. Damn girl, that is cold as ice. And this is what is essentially has been reported by a lot of people, that she really discarded of Trevor. He really was a tragic casualty in the wake of Meghan and her rise to fame. As soon as she got to Suits, her friend Pretty expressed that they were all ditched, they were discarded, they were cancelled. And Megxie pretty much just went on. She went onwards and upwards. She had no qualms about dropping people that she grew up with. Pretty. There's so many pictures on the internet documented of them literally sharing a childhood together. They were like sisters. And that's what she especially said. Meghan Markle was the sister she never had. How Meghan was obsessed with her straight long hair. And she was obsessed with her big curly afro. They were childhood friends. They were close. They were besties. I'm sure everyone has that childhood friend that you guys probably still talk to now. Meghan discarded of her like it was nothing. She discarded of Trevor like it was nothing. And we see this pattern. She's discarded of the royal family like they're nothing. She's shown disrespect to the Queen like she's nothing. She's discarded of her dad like he's nothing. She's discarded of her siblings like they're nothing. Her black side has been discarded. And the only person really hanging by a thread in Meghan's life is Doria. And that's only because she fits this narrative that Meghan is trying to sell, this woke, enlightened kind of, you know, I'm woke, I'm enlightened, I'm having a dalliance now with my African-American side. She discarded of being African-American for a very long time, of being biracial. Her biracial heritage was discarded. We know this, it's on record. She was ticking the Caucasian box for 20 years while she was trying to make it in Hollywood. Now that's all being discarded. Now she's being black. Now she's being biracial. She's acknowledging it. She's embracing it. So Doria fits that brief for now. But how long for? How long before the Caucasian Meghan returns and Doria's discarded and she's possibly talking to her white family? Who knows? She's such a complicated character. She's very self-serving. Who knows? And then she carries on to say, the way Meghan Markle used and discarded her former husband, Trevor Eccleston, is well documented. Ditching a man who moved... Right, so I said that. And we all know that Meghan wasn't long in dropping celebrity chef Corey Vitello to press her phone number into the hand of a British prince. Meghan always had designs on a British man. I personally believe that Meghan and Harry possibly were introduced through a celebrity type matchmaking discreet service. That's personally my feeling on the relationship. It just doesn't really add up. How they met, this whirlwind romance, the speed of it all. It just seems like they were both out there looking for love. And there's nothing wrong with it. Getting a matchmaker, having assistants, trying to find the love of your life. It's a hard decision to make. Even though we now see that Prince Harry really is coming off on the short end of the stick after this match has been made. Most people will say this is the match from hell. Certainly not a match made in heaven. But, you know, we're going to see. Only time will tell. Carries on to say, unless you have something she needs or something to offer, she ain't interested. But don't feel too bad. You're just another couple of names in a rather sizable pile of men that Meghan Markle has tossed away. Who knows, maybe someday Prince Harry will join you on that pile. I think that kind of pretty much says it all. What more can we really say? I think Harry will be joining that pile. It may not be next year. It may not be in 2022. It may not be in 2023. But his card is marked and I think he knows it. We've seen recent reports of him desperately trying to reconnect with Skippy, who is in Washington, D.C. state in the USA. After lockdown, he's created plans to try and network back and get his way back into the heart of Skippy. I think he's lonely. I think he realises what he's done. I think he's struggling. Reports have come out of him being lost, feeling isolated, feeling helpless and useless in his everyday life. And I think that's definitely what's going on. Someone left a comment on this a CCN article. I hope I'm saying that. Yeah, CCN article. And they said, it will certainly come round for Meghan. Disowning her father, disowning white and black side of her family, I think they wanted to say. Dumping her husband in a cold, callous way. when he'd served his purpose, dropping lifelong friends when she finally gained a little bit of fame at 30. And you got to remember, you know, Meghan was really knocking about in Hollywood for a really long time. She wasn't having much success. She didn't really have much success until she hit Suits. And even then, the fame obviously wasn't enough for her. It wasn't big enough for her. She still felt redundant. She wanted people to be running after her in the street, I imagine. She had this A-lister diva-like attitude in Toronto. It was shared that she was carrying herself like an A-lister. So she got to 30 and she got the Suits role and she was still kind of not really up there. She wasn't talking to the likes of Oprah and all these people that she's always fantasized about talking to. She used to quote Beyonce on her blog. Her talent wasn't getting her that far. She moves through people. And then this person carries on saying, claiming that her chicken recipe was hers when in fact she stole it from her celebrity chef boyfriend. And we see there's not been much originality from her. She seems to steal people's quotes, steal people's expressions, and she gets it all wrong. You know, we know who the original person is because they just simply say it better and have done it better. This person carries on saying, claiming that she put herself through college when in fact her father paid for everything, doing her best to discredit the royal family. And they carried on. So they're saying that, you know, she discredited her dad. She's doing her best to discredit the royal family. And we've seen this with these recent reports of her effectively saying that she felt the royal courtiers were against her, that the royals were against her. They were trying to push her out. They were trying to do all these things to her. It's just simply not true. We don't believe it, do we, guys? You can't treat that many people badly and not have something coming for you in the end. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back for another video. Bye, guys.